Hey, listen, America, can we do fucking better with the money? Can you raise up the minimum wage for the people out here that are still, I guess, on that minimum wage?
What is it exactly? Is it $7.25, $7.50?
I think that's for PA, which ain't changed in damn near like 30 years.
Yeah, I remember. I think in high school or
it was the
young
90s
adults.
when
It was
that
like
joint-
$7.15. It bumped
in the 90s, late 90s, I think they raised it up to like 7 1/4. Some shit
I
like
mean, when I
that.
started working, it was 4 1/4.
Yeah, so
damn.
I mean, real talk.
Under $5. God.
I mean, we're gonna start this off with this. Like, unless you like high
Things were different
school,
back then.
unless you like high school or like early, like 20s or something like this, respectfully, or you just got out the bing, you shouldn't be minimum wage in any way. Like, no, this just keeping it at all the bean. You get what I'm saying? That ain't it. That's minimum wage. Like, let's just think about what that shit is
This
called.
is the least
Yeah,
we can legally pay you.
Right.
So you do better already. But for those that have those situations, we find out now that no state in the U.S. where you work 40 hours for minimum wage, you will be able to afford a 2-bedroom apartment. But in my eyes, if you're making minimum wage, you don't probably need a 2-bedroom apartment any goddamn way because you're minimally making this shit. You get what I'm saying?
Rough. That nowhere could you afford a 2-bedroom on minimum wage.
I mean, I guess there was a time when you could, but
That's
Depending
crazy.
on where you live,
You think the
probably.
system should be arranged so that, like, all right, and this, I guess this is the whole topic we'll be talking about. If you're going to have the minimum wage at a certain level, it should be able to afford the minimum situation. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I guess
you
the
should be
minimum
able to
situation
afford,
probably would be like a 1-bedroom, though, if
Yeah.
you're just thinking about one person making minimum wage. You get what I mean? Like,
you should be able to afford a 1-bedroom.
you should be able to afford, but they said for a 1-bedroom,
or at least a studio.
Listen, you know how many hours you got to work on minimum wage for a 1-bedroom? 86 a week. All right? With according to the calculations and shit.
and you got to work.
Yeah, I'm saying
You gotta
86
work,
hours
you gotta
a
work
week
twice the situation and then some.
More than that.
Yeah.
to afford a 1-bedroom
God
if you was on to making a minimum. And for the 2-bedroom, it's like 120 something hours. You know what I mean? So it's basically damn near impossible.
So you
when
got to
you're sleeping.
pair up if you want minimum wage. You got to have a partner, and y'all got to go in on a
Go
1-bedroom.
50-50.
Yeah, I got to go 50-50 on this 1-bedroom if y'all both making minimum wage.
Or you got it, or you gonna have to double up on 2 minimum wage gigs, my nigga.
Which is rough because you're going to be all burnt out at the end of the day.
Well, shit, you
80 hours a week?
like you damn
80 hours a week?
at least
They
70.
could
no
raise,
time
they could
off.
raise minimum
Or-
wage. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Either if not 240s, you gotta have one that's giving you 25, 30. You get what I'm saying? So about 70.
Something close
You know what
to
I'm
it.
saying? Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
Sundays off, nigga.
wild. I don't even know if you can have one day off at that rate.
But so at the premise of it is, of course, do better. You don't want to be nowhere on the minimum at all anyway. But for those that are in the struggle and trying to do what they gotta do, it's fucked up. So yeah, it need to be brought up. Like the inflation been fucked up. Like,
Everybody's wages need to go up for real.
so I mean, at worst case scenario, what would you say? I say at least a 15 piece. That shit should be like for like minimum wage at this
Because
point.
you're talking it hasn't been raised in like 20 years.
Yeah, like you gotta be real. Like you gotta at least double
I
that
can see
shit.
if everything else stayed the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
price.
that shit got to be like
No, if
15.
everything else is going, it doesn't make
Like
any
15,
sense.
16,
The inflation
dog.
like a motherfucker. Everything else is going up. How the fuck you think I'm supposed to afford this
Yeah,
shit
like,
if you
dog,
keeping the minimum wage at
Yeah,
at certain-
like 15, 16 or something like that for real, dog. You know what I mean? If you gonna
It's
be
like
on
even
that.
the places where they work and they make minimum wage, the price of the products that they sell have changed.
And that's
over
here.
20 years.
And that's for
You know
like
what I mean?
PA, I'm talking about 15, 16. See, places like New York and California, that shit probably got to be like a dub because
more
of how
expensive.
high this shit is.